Y'all, welcome back to another video. I got some time to burn, and today I'm deciding to give y'all a tutorial on how to become a really good masturbator or how to nut very well. So for this, there are steps. They're like, so let's break it down into the fundamental steps. There is mental lust, the desire to want. There is physical pleasure, and there's how well you can deliver that pleasure. So in this sense, you're masturbating. It's really how much skill you have within the palm of your hand or the tool you're using. So this is going to start off from square one. If you've never jerked off before, then what you're going to want to first have to do is know what you're interested in, what gets your gears turning, what makes you hard, what makes your heart race, what makes your cock throb. That's really what you're going to want to know when you're first starting off uh, as an early masturbator, right? So once you know what gets your gears going, I mean, personally, I prefer solo action, like no men, and if it is men, they gotta be like animated, like not the primary focus. Now that's just me, because seeing another man's genitalia in pornography, it ain't it for me. Anyways, moving forward, once you got your material ready and what you want to stroke it to, you have to be comfortable. So personally, I'm at my most comfortable sitting on the couch with my legs kicked up, or laying in a bed. You know, I'm alone, no one else around. This is to get a good nut, so we're not going to be talking about no quick sneaky shit. So after you're comfortable, um, you want to lube your dick up. So if you got lotion, that will work. Um, I mean, most motherfuckers ain't gonna have lube, but that's like high tier lubricant. It's not required, but it's gonna get crazy. All right. So now that you're comfortable, now that you're alone, what you want to do is next is watch some media while like gently. So this is just going to be with your hands starting off. You're going to want to message yourself as you're absorbing the media that you're enjoying. Now most media nowadays, they got like the little warm-up section. There's a variety of things one can self-pleasure themselves to, and most of them, they start off with like some foreplay action. So, and this is really important. This part is very important. You're going to want to mentally be absorbed in the media you are watching, while also having your hand in sync with how you enjoy the pleasure. Now, that ain't going to make no fucking sense at all if you're a beginner masturbator, but it will make sense as time goes on. So, now that we understand the fundamentals, I'm trying to think about how you put it. All right, so you're stroking your shit and you're mentally absorbed in the media while also self-pleasuring yourself. If so, that is very important. You gotta mentally want it. You can't stroke your shit and be like, "Come, why the fuck am I not coming?" That's not gonna work. That's not how it works. And then you can't just be. I mean, in a sense, yes, but in this scenario, in this situation, and for beginner, no, you're not gonna just be limp dick, no self-pleasure, and just come. You'll just. I think that's just mental torture. But it's not impossible. What we want to get you to do is the nut. And we're just starting off with the foundation. Not like a legendary nut, nothing crazy. We're just trying to get you to come. So you want to really absorb yourself in the media. We're just worrying about coming. We're not worried about like lasting long. We just want you to come. So you're just gonna stroke your shit. You're gonna be absorbed in the media. You're gonna be like really like, oh fuck, that's hot. And as you're thinking that's hot, and your cog is like mentally getting harder from your mental satisfaction, you're also gonna physically pleasure yourself. So you're like actually, stroking your shit. So I'm gonna say it again. It's really important that you are mentally and physically immersed in the content you are stroking it to. If you're just one or the other, then you're gonna have a really hard time coming. That's one mistake I made when I was a beginner masturbator. I would just get hard and be like, stroke my shit as hard and as fast as I could, but it wouldn't. It would work. It would take a long time. My dick would be swollen after, but that's what you're gonna have to do. Um, all right, so once you come, you're just gonna come, and that's good. So the first couple of times you masturbate, you're gonna want to really master just coming, right? So once you become a decent masturbator, you'll learn some things like hand technique, um, how to delay your cum, um, really find out what gets you hard quickly or what you need like a gateway in order to be horny for this instead. Um, so once you like are good at masturbating and just coming regularly, there's tiers you can, there's different levels to it. So we'll start at level one. The level one nut is just, well, let's start with this. When you first nut, I don't even gotta say it. Like, shit, I will just build up. I'll just build up to it. So your level one nut, what it's gonna be is, this is like a really shit nut. This is like a nut if you had to like nut real quick. Like you had to like, oh shit, I gotta get to work in 5 minutes. All right, let me nut real quick, and then you just do a shitty little 5 minute stroke. That's level one or two at best. Level one's just like a cool, like you shoot it out. The pleasure's like less than 3 seconds, and then you feel the mental satisfaction of coming. Right now, on level two. Level two is gauged that you came, and then you feel like a cool wave, like a cool like, oh fuck yeah, euphoria. Like you feel like a cool wave of euphoria throughout your body. It's like really short as fuck, lasts like less than 6 seconds. But you're satisfied, you get that exhale, your heart is like thumping, you're good. Right? The next level of nut after that is level three. So level three is when your orgasm lasts like at least your orgasm is lasting at least like 10 seconds. So yeah. Like your orgasm lasts like 10 to 20 seconds, and then your whole body is like spasming a little bit. You're really like, you're just like off the sauce for real. And then like level four is like level three, but more intense. Your orgasm is longer. And then like, shit, I'm gonna have to make a part two on the different levels of orgasm, because I'm not getting into depth. That's not what this video is about. But then you got level five, which is just like, shit. Like you fucking, you're kneeling on the floor and shit. You're fucking leaning against a wall. I personally only ever usually reach level fives after like 2 weeks of no stroke, like a week, at least a week of no stroke, and I'm using like an on a hole or some shit. Then you'll get that level five. You can need some lube, but we're not even getting into that shit. Right. So now that you know how to masturbate and come, now what you're gonna want to do is really improve upon that skill. So to become a better masturbator, you're going to need to learn the art or be familiar with the art of edging. Now, to edge yourself is to delay your climax. So this can be really hard because of how tempting it can be just to rip loose and just come. But just know, if you starve off your climax, it's like adding a multiplier of how much better it's going to be when you actually come. So another little trick to edging, one that I don't recommend, you can like, so let's say you got your penis right here, your tip is right here, and then this is your length, your shaft. If you go down here and pinch it, it's really not recommended. Just don't do that shit. But all right, let's talk about partial nuts. So you nutted a little bit, but you didn't fully climax. You will. That's like a partial cum. You can still cum, but then your shit, like your length is gonna like go flaccid a bit. You might need like a little cool down. Personally, I haven't experienced that in a very long time, but what I know from it, just give yourself a little breather. Or if you're a good masturbator, or you're like higher up in the tier. If you're a good masturbator, you're higher up in the tier, just give yourself like a cool like 15 seconds. Don't touch your dick. Stroke your shit. Get engaged in the media again. And then you're going to be hard again in no time. And then you're going to be back to stroking. Now, partial nuts is kind of like edging, but it's more consequential because you're actually coming. So, anyways, what haven't I covered? Well, another tip to be a good masturbator. So I already covered edging. Is like you're going to just basically edge yourself to your limit and then just stop. Another really good technique when you're trying to really heighten the experience of a masturbation session is just stop touching your cock. pause the video, face the screen down, and just count down from 30 in here: 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. You'll do it a little slower or a little faster depending on how twitchy your dick is or how much you are on the verge of coming. So yeah, like just pausing, halting. For some people, you might need longer. If you really want to, if you just count down a minute, then you might be limp dick by the time you start jerking off again. But hey, at least you'll get to re-experience getting yourself hard. See, I never recommend going limp dick. Like you can go like heavy limp where your dick is still big, but it's not hard. I mean, it's not like standing up straight. Like it's still big, but it's limping a bit. I recommend going only, never going. I never recommend going like limper than that. I mean, yeah, it's still possible and it's still fine, but it might take away from the edgings, or it might take away some points or whatever. All right, so we covered pretty much the entirety of edging. We're not going to get to any more depth of that for real. All right, so if you're a good masturbator, how do I put this? So if you masturbate often, you'll notice the daily jerks are good, right? But if you if you just wait like a couple of days in between jerk sessions and you really starve yourself of what you want, then it'll be just 10 times better whenever you do come, right? So now it can be really hard. It can be really hard if you're like just jerking off daily. It can be like you're in a demon trying to escape throughout your fucking rib cage. But if you like a daily masturbator, I don't know if that's a gooner. I don't know. I consider a gooner someone who does it like at least 3 times a day, or like a coomer who like does it like at least 5 or 6 times a day, which is just insane. But like, yeah, if you're like addicted to masturbating, I really advise you starve yourself for a better experience. Cause just like any drug, just like anything you do, it'll get less better over time. It'll still be, at least for masturbating, at least for me, it will still always be like a level of satisfying, right? I don't know if it's the same for smoking. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do none of that crazy drug shit. My only drug is tea and masturbation. So that's it when it comes to like period. I mean, we can get more into depth, but that's not the purpose. That's not the purpose of this video. Now let's go into the tool section. The tools you can use for masturbation. You got honor holes. You got fucking shit. Shit can get real kinky. All right. So I'll list a couple things off the top of my head that you can do. Some things that I've done. Not everything that I'm listing I do often. It's just I was like, all right, let's try to spice shit up. So something you can do, you can get like a string and you can just tie your balls like a little tight. Now I don't recommend doing that. That was just some kinky freaky ass shit I was doing one night. I mean you can do it just to spice shit up, but I don't know. It's just saying that I don't like doing it all that often. I don't do it. I only done it like 3 times out of my thousands of nuts. All right. Another thing I would recommend is honor hole. If you got some money to put into it, shit, that shit is gonna destroy your mind. Cause let me tell you, the difference between using an honor hole in your hand got all the technique. You can stroke yourself. You'll be great. You'll be fine. You'll be handy dandy. With an honor hole, what it'll do is it's got texture. If you get a decent one, it holds heat. And you need lube or some type of lubricant or like a fine lotion. Some type of lubricant is required for an honor hole to work well. But shit, I don't use it often. But when you do, you're getting at least level 4 nuts, at least level 5 nuts. Shit, if you just starved yourself for like a month, you're getting level 6 motherfucking nuts. Another thing I did forget to mention was cum sick. So if you masturbate too often, you will become cum sick. Now, there's 2 types of cum sick in my vision. There's cum sick as in you came too much and your body is sick of masturbation and your mind is sick of masturbation. And then you have cum sick in the terms of you're coming like you have a schedule when you come and then you're just not following that schedule no more. You're absent, you're leaving yourself absent from coming. So what'll happen then you'll just start craving it. And that's where masturbation addiction comes in. You'll be addicted, you'll crave it. So like, as long as you're not like beating your dick, like making your shit bleed just to come once, then masturbation it's just like a really bad addiction you can get, but it's not the end of the world. It's really not the end of the world. Now, this video is not about that type of stuff. This is about getting the best out of your nuts. Now, I think that's pretty much all I can really cover on just like masturbation 101 beginner tips. You know, yep. Let me think. Yep, starve yourself of coming so you can come better. Edging, just taking like a break, just stopping your dick strokes, and then like taking a little break. What else? What else? What else? Good technique. You got to be there mentally and physically. Um, you know, you gotta to become a good masturbator. You got to be good at coming first. So yeah, I don't think there's nothing else, y'all. I mean, we're not this video is not about like topic or preferences, but is there anything else? No, I covered it. I covered it. So yeah, y'all. That's all I got off the top of my head right now. This is videos obviously mainly targeted towards men with penises, or I don't know if this shit will work with transgenders. I'm not sure. Or like women, I don't know. I can get an idea of how women would work with masturbation, but I'm not a woman. I can't give you woman tips. I can't give you woman advice. You know, I got a couple little more tiny tips that ain't really all that useful. So the tip of your penis is very sensitive. If you stroke it too much, you'll lose physical horny points because you'll exhaust some of that climax pleasure early. Yes, you will exhaust some of that climax pleasure early, so it will take down your physical pleasure level, but raise your lust. It will raise your lust, like your mental lust pleasure levels. If you can really like balance it out, it can work. For me personally, that's a tip I heard when I was like a masturbator junior, but it never worked for me. I mean, unless you're using an honor hole, which basically is just sexual torture. If you just fuck yo, I'm sick, but in more than one way. So I'm joking. All right, but that's really the that's it with this video. This was basically a guide on how to jerk off, how to come, how to elevate your experience. If y'all want more, just leave a comment down below and I can give you guys more tips on how to become a better masturbator, how to self-pleasure yourself to a better level, more tools, more tips and tricks, and like the nitty-gritty I just didn't get into in this video because I didn't want it to be a rant. I wanted this video just to be purely how do I jerk off, how do I come hard, how do I come better. And I feel like these tips I listed, if you master and perfect them, fuck, that's another thing I forgot, breathing. Fuck, I wish I mentioned this earlier. I don't know how many people clicked off, but breathing is another very important thing when you're masturbating. So if you're like, so let's say 100% is when you come. So fuck. All right, so let's say 100% is when you come, and like 0 is like you're nowhere near coming. When you're like at that 80% range, 90%, you just feel like you're about to come. What you want to do is you really want to control your breathing because you might be taking like quick little short rapid breath, but if you just take long like a deep exhale then a slow nice draw inhale, then you'll notice like that sexual tension, that sexual urge to come will go down, but you'll still be horny as fuck, and you can easily build up that lust that was about to release from your body within like 10 seconds, 15. Like I said, brothers, edge of name of the game is just don't come. You want to really push yourself to your upper limit. Try not to come. That's like edging. It's not required, especially it's not even a real possibility type thing if you're like an early comer for like a masturbator junior because you just accidentally come. So like I said, you should probably masturbate a handful of times before you even think about coming. Trying to edge at least. Try not to come too often if you don't want to become a coomer or a gooner. Find the material that you like, that you enjoy consuming. But yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. So once again, second outro, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys want more tips and tricks on how to become a good fucking masturbator, just let me know below and I'll leave you guys more tips.